rejoice in the words Moses led us to sing once the Egyptian army perished in the sea. How is it possible? Freedom tastes strange, sweet. We are used to the lash of the taskmasters or the restrictions on our movements, the constant fear that Pharaoh will do something else to make our lives more miserable than they already are. Were. A breeze filters through the tent as the flap lifts. I turn to smile at Elisheba, Aaron's wife. We are like sisters, she and I. I am grateful, for I do not know Moses' wife Zipporah yet. But Elisheba has been with us nearly as long as Jephunneh, my husband. Welcome, I say, moving closer to embrace her. We laugh. How good it feels to welcome her in freedom. I thought you could use some company. She sinks onto the floor and takes some of the grain to grind for me. My men will be eager to eat the moment they return from scouting the camp with Moses and Aaron. You are right. I always appreciate your company. I return to mixing the flour and water. Do you ever feel strange? I glance at her, as though none of this is real. She nods. Every moment. I mean, we knew it was coming. I never doubted that Moses and our God would triumph. But to be truly free, to see the Egyptian army destroyed, is something I will never forget. Nor I. But as a people, will we forget all of the miracles our God did in Egypt? I search her face. We have led the women for years, and we know how easy it is for them to fall back into despair. We grow so weary of waiting. I stop, remembering. How often had I encouraged even Elisheba to not lose hope? Will I still be needed in that role now that we are free? You are right. But in one sense, I think the women will remember far more what God has done for us than the fear and the losses we suffered in Egypt. How could we deny his power now? We have seen him work with our own eyes. We have watched his powerful arm reach even into Pharaoh's own palace. How could we ever be unfaithful to him now? Not after that. Elisheba lifts her chin in certainty. I am too skeptical. I know this. And yet the people complained against Moses just 2 days ago because the waters were bitter. Elisheba stops grinding and tilts her head as if thinking. At last she nods. You would think they would simply trust or ask Moses to pray for water. Aaron says the people were as bitter as the stream. How well I remember. We had traveled 3 days in the wilderness searching for water and finding none. When at last we found water at an oasis, no one could drink it. We named the place Merah, meaning bitter. But Elisheba is right. Not even a week out of Egypt, and our people who were thirsty grew angry with my brother. Jephunneh told me how he and our sons had stood with Moses and Aaron, but they made a small force against the anger of hundreds of men. We must keep after the women to trust Moses' leading and not to complain to their husbands. When we complain, our men in turn will complain to Moses. If we are not careful, we will stop trusting our God in exactly the way we think we won't. There are already signs of it. I move from my work to sink down beside her. Moses says that God is testing us. Surely the people will want to pass the test. It was Elisheba's turn to look at me, her dark eyes filled with skepticism. I hope so, Miriam. I want to believe that we can keep hope alive among our women. I want to see us obey our God as much as you do.